What's up, everybody? Showtime is Blazer King with King's Critiques for ReZero. And small little thing before I get started. If I abruptly, cough or anything, I do highly apologize, but I kind of had some bad stuff happen the past 24 hours, which I mostly blame on using expired milk. So, if that happens, I do apologize. Random movements that make me go, ow, I apologize. But yeah, any reactionaries from being sick the past 24 hours, I apologize. But that said, in the last episode, we had another one of the fights end in a pretty well-off fashion, and another fight or two just beginning. Actually, no, the last episode wasn't really ending in a brutal fashion. No, it was more respectful than anything. Also, I will say real quick that I'm so glad that I remembered to hit the fucking settings on my recording programs because I updated my computer last night. And we all know what happened last time I updated my computer. So I'm trying to be better about that from here on. But that said, this time it looks like we're getting back into the fight of the married couple. Well, formerly married couple. And I saw some warning about sexual content in the beginning, and I'm just here like, y'all really warned me about that in this show? What are you going to show me? Is it going to be better than I've seen in Beheneko? Suppose these are things to find out, but the fight between these two is going to continue. The old man's probably going to win, or it'll be a tie and he'll give up his own life to take out his ex-wife. But let me know your thoughts on all that in the comment section down below. Hit like, subscribe, and let the whole video run through to let me get the watch time, because that would be highly appreciated. That's it. I will pause just to say for 2 seconds, there was a momentary thought I caught COVID from my mother, but I've been able to taste shit for the past 10 hours, so I don't think that's the case. I am glad they didn't go into the entire exposition between these two again, because we've already seen it at least twice. So, if they want to show us pieces later on that we haven't seen yet, cool. I really hate exposition being ran back through several times. Yeah, I'm gonna pause just for a second just to say I actually genuinely really appreciate the way they're doing a proper sword fight. You never get to see proper sword fights in anime anymore, honestly. Usually, some clashing of the swords happen and then, boom, superpowers, i.e. Bleach. You never get to just see swords clashing back and forth here and there in pretty epic fight. Now, could one of them pull out some magic bullshit? Sure. But I really think it's going to be a respectful fight for the most part up until near the end. Oh, this dude finally woke up and was able to walk around. It's going to be rather interesting to see his mother alive. Thanks for distracting me, asshole. Okay, now, if she is about to go try and kill him, I will say he kind of deserves it. He's been a fucking asshole the entire time until humbled him. So, if she does kill her own son, oh well. Hell, maybe that'll help kick her into gear. You are in no position to continue fighting, and he's kind of weak as shit, so good luck with that. Did Reinhardt join in the fight to defend his family? He just came back from that fight with Greed, and he is about to defend his father, regretfully, and his grandfather. And unlike against Greed, his sword's letting him draw it. Because I really don't think he would have bullshitted last time when he said that, if it was going to actually get pulled out of the scabbard. Okay, that visual effect to show the sheer power of his sword, though, love it. Okay, to be fair, dude, you were about to take that final shot 2 seconds ago before your son interrupted. Like the dumbass he is. Oh, back to exposition. Yeah, but sometimes training with your deepest desires is not good enough for what you're seeking. At the time, a really nice gesture by him. Because, a lot of older brothers who lost to their little sister probably would have held that grudge for way too long. Now, something tells me something bad probably happens to him, but, at least he held some kind of respect long term. Kinda figured that. Especially because it's even worse, because she probably had the thought of, if I was on the battlefield, he probably wouldn't be dead. Sorry, that was one of those things. Okay, but that was smooth. Wow, so y'all fucked and he never even said I love you? Well, that kind of sounds about right. Bitch, she was nearly 50 at this time? Because, like, still very pretty then. Then again, this is anime, and, like, a 50-plus-year-old can either be a super baddie or be, your cliche, like, 3 foot nothing innkeeper. And that's not even a lie, like, that seems to be the anime rate. Old people are either still super hot, case in point, or, yeah, the innkeeper type of character. That's what that's what Reinhardt must have meant by he killed her, is the fact that he got the blessing at the wrong fucking moment. Oh, that's not good. So I'm gonna assume that that's probably one of our missing sins, cause I know I've seen that child before. I just can't immediately think on the where. Yeah, that's not really the best kind of family reunion. Dad, an alcoholic piece of shit who's just kind of not able to comprehend what's going on. Reinhard, who once again took out his mother, though this time more directly than before. And Wilhelm, who just can't bear the thought of what just happened. Especially after the fact, he probably spent a good hour fighting her, and then Reinhardt just shows up and one-shots her. It's like, was he holding back the whole time, or was he literally just not as good as she is? Minus watching your whole family die. But, Well, we still have a good bit of episode left, so there's probably an after credits. But also, for the record, I hate that they do that, too. Like, they say skip credits, and then they'll say skip preview of the after episode bit. It would have been nice if after this whole thing he, changed himself from being a giant asshole, but kind of figured he wouldn't. Actually, I could see Wilhelm getting up and just punching his son right across the face after all this. See, here's the thing. Sorry. Here's the thing. Yes, it was not her actual self. But clearly the spirit was still within somewhere, otherwise that last bit wouldn't have happened. So, yeah, the body might not have been his mother, his grandmother, his wife. But deep down she was, and that could only be unlocked after beating her. So, at least it wasn't just being brutally cut down and she didn't even have those last few moments with her family, right? Wonder who he's going to show up and help next. Is he going to go into the sewers and help Al against Lust? Is he going to go help Otto or whatever the other group was? Was it Felt's group? I don't remember. Was he going to help them against Greed? Or, not Greed. Greed was Regulus. Stupid. Gluttony. Yeah, that. Honestly, that one I want to see more about, mainly because I'm confused. How are there two gluttonies? Or is one of them another sin? That was definitely very emotional and touching, and it was at least good for all of them to get some kind of closure. And for us to get a further explanation as to how exactly Reinhardt killed his mother the first time. Or grandmother the first time. Because, I don't think they did tell us how exactly he did what he did the first time. And seeing what happened at least piece that together more of, yeah, I just kind of randomly got the power of the Sword Saint, so my grandmother was in dire straits. And she really was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Also, I thought the last couple of minutes, and was that little girl that she ran into at the very end Satella? Or am I just misthinking? Because I have heard before that Amelia looks like Satella. And that little girl looked kind of like Amelia when she was a child, except for brighter. So was she a Sin? Was she Satella? What was she? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, because I imagine we'll probably get more elaboration on that at some point or another. But, yeah. Did y'all shed any tears during that? Because I definitely did, and I'm definitely not usually an emotional person. But, man, these last couple of weeks of shows have been... They've hit the heart for sure. On topic of that, I also have an episode of Dr. Emiku I need to record at some point. I probably will do that after running my Star Rail stuff. Uh, Man, let me know your thoughts on the episode, the touching backstory, and their family in general, I guess, because Reinhardt's definitely going to be an answer for a lot of this shit, but how much is it going to take for him to be taken down? Many questions to be asked, and hopefully y'all have some opinions to discuss in the comment section down below. That being said, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the gaming channel in the description down below. Ring both bells, like Facebook, follow Twitter, and Blue Sky. Keep updated with things. TikTok, Patreon to get the full unedited visuals and audio of the stuff I upload here. And of course, follow on Twitch, subscribe for benefits. Can do so at Twitch Prime for free, which helps me out more about immediately, but these do for, half the time of my life I've spent on the channel. Well, at least the other channel. This one's only been several years, but don't forget, let the playlist here run while you're doing chores or something to let me get the watch time, because that's much appreciated. Video recommend here is either the full version of this episode or the one YouTube suggests to you the most, based on your interest. And all being said, it's been the Blaze again with King's Critiques out. Ta-ta for now.